All right, here we go. Letting it people up. I see a good morning, everyone, from Amanda Panda. And I think that means we are broadcasting. So, hey everyone, Kathy Zilski here, and welcome to another 10-minute design chat for crafty people. Again, I'm Kathy Zilski, super easy to pronounce. A lot of people overpronounce the Zilski, like Zielski or Zaleski. Now it's just Zilski, sounds like Pilski. Oh my gosh, and we've got people popping in already. I can see the comments. People from London, people from Wisconsin. I feel like we're pretty much covering the full gamut. And Italy, buongiorno. I'm not very multilingual, but it's really cool to see people coming in, good audio and video. And just so you all know, this is my very first time ever going live on YouTube. I've gone live, East Tennessee, in the house. Thank you. I've gone live on Facebook before, but I thought it might be easier to go live on YouTube because YouTube is free, meaning you don't have to be signed up to actually watch something like this. And I kind of like it. Going to say hello to my friend Lisa out there. And we're going to jump into this because one of my goals with 10-minute design chats for crafty people is to get you in and get you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the volume down on that so that you guys don't hear all the pops popping up. But the comments are coming through fantastically. But I don't want to spend all of your time, right? Some of you might be on lunch break right now if you're East Coast working from home. You know, a lot of us are working from home. I work from home all the time. Have now for almost 21 years. Crazy, but good. And so this is going to be really fun to, get this going. I meant to go live last week, had a little blip in life, couldn't go live. We're going to be trying to do this weekly. So, hello in Austin, Texas, and Ontario, Canada, and more people from Wisconsin. Wisconsin's where it's at. I live next door to Wisconsin. I should know. Okay, and I am doing well. And here's the purpose behind this series. I get asked a lot, why do your cards look good? Or why do your scrapbook pages look good? And especially on cards, people are like, Kathy, you've only been making cards for 2 years. Why do they look good? Well, here's the thing. It is not because I am a way better crafter than you. People, I am not the most skilled crafter on the planet. I think we can agree on that. The only thing that I might have that gives me a leg up is a great understanding of how design works. That's because of what I've done for my career, which is work as a graphic designer. And I feel like design theory is as much a tool in your toolbox as, purple tape or an embossing magic pad. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we can talk about design in layman/laywoman's terms, then we can have a conversation and maybe you can take some of these ideas and apply them to what you're creating, whether it's a scrapbook page, whether it's a card, or whether it's something in between. Maybe you're a traveler's notebook kind of gal, or maybe you, I don't know, just make other crafty projects. Whatever space we are working in, design principles apply equally. They don't like something better because it's smaller. They don't do worse in a larger area. And that is something really important that I want you to keep in mind. And what we're going to do, we're going to jump into it. Okay. So now you've seen my face. I'm trying to not have my eyes. Also coming soon to my YouTube channel, a real video cam, or no, a better webcam so that I can be all in high res. Thank you. Okay. Oh, people in Dublin and Alberta. By the way, my father was born in Alberta. That's true. A little town called Bymore, Alberta, somewhere in the middle of that province. Okay, here we go. We are going to click over now to our table view. Shall we? Now I'm going to start out today with scrapbook pages. And the reason why is because I want to get across the point that space is space. Did I mention our topic today? I didn't, did I? We're going to talk about sequin placement, okay? Sequin placement or enamel dot placement, or what's the other one? Like little glass bead placement, okay? Very, very simple stuff, but I've had a lot of requests about this, and that's why I wanted to jump in and talk about this today. Now, I want to point something out. You guys can leave comments as you go. I'm going to keep this live archived on my YouTube channel, and I can come back and I can see your questions and I can find out what's going on. And I think that's going to be great. So if you do have a question or a comment and I don't see it right away, it's only because we are trying to keep it to 10 minutes. Also, no fancy Manny today. I apologize, but I broke a nail and, it's all good. First things, oh, South Australia. I'm getting distracted now because your comments are like, ooh, shiny things. But first things first, what are we drinking today? Me? Always black coffee. Oh, the heavens above have opened. All right, I'm going to move the coffee out to the side. And now we are going to start with Scrapbook Pages. Oh, bonjour, bonjour, je m'appelle Catherine. And that's my French. And it's not my Quebecois French, so I do the best I can. I actually minored in French in college. You would think that I could say more things, but I cannot. Je ne sais pas. Je parle un peu de le français. Okay, I'm going to stop now because I won't be able to stop myself. So let's get started, shall we? All right. What I want to talk about today in terms of sequin placements is the idea of the visual triangle. Now, if you will bear with me for a second, I want to check the light on this video. I'm going to adjust something. You're going to see some crazy things come up, and then they're going to change, and then we're going to lock it and move the crazy things. Okay, I want this to be a little darker. We've got a partly cloudy day, and if the light fluctuates, I'm relying on studio light and natural light, so forgive. I'm going to start my timer now. You see this little guy up in the corner? What this is going to do is it's going to keep me on pace to not take up your whole morning, okay, or afternoon, or evening, or, it could be the middle of the night for you. All right, so let's hit the timer and go. Now, one of the things that's really important for me to talk about today is the idea of the visual triangle. Have you heard of the visual triangle? This is something we've been talking about in scrapbook design and card design for a long time. What does it mean? Well, a visual triangle, simply put, is this. You have common elements that repeat in a triangular, let me get my prop here, in a triangular manner to create an implied triangle. Now it could be, it's not necessarily like an even triangle, right? It could be an isosceles. I have no idea if that's what it is. But it's just to create a triangular repetition in 3 spaces. Why is 3 a good number? Why is 3 so wonderful? Well, 3 is an odd number. And when you have things that appear in odd numbers, they feel more energized. Now, one thing I want to mention to you today, when I talk about topics in design, we are going to talk about the same things over and over again because design builds on itself, it references back to itself, and that is just the reality of design. So let's take another look at a scrapbook page. And I also want you to know that anything that I have a video for, after this video is posted, I'm going to update the info box below the video so that you can go learn more about some of the projects that you see. All right, here we have enamel dots. I believe these are probably from close to my heart. I'm guessing. Can't say for sure. This is a video that I do have on my channel, but I have 3 gatherings of dots on my page that create this triangular connection. Gosh, I probably should have pulled out some threads so you could see it. Now, the triangle doesn't have to be perfect, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but it is gatherings of dots in 3 places around the page. Now, the other thing that's kind of cool is that these dots aren't just floating in the ether, okay? They actually do have a direct connection to that's tacked onto a photo. That's tacked onto a photo. And this is nestled nicely in the white space between this butterfly and these banners, okay? When you are placing things down, they should have some sort of a connection to whatever the design is. Well, let's move on. Here's another gathering, and I showed this page in another 10-minute chat, and it's like one of my favorite layouts. I love this layout because I felt like I was way, way out of my comfort zone with all the, non-white background. Dots, dots, dots. Again, this is, I mean, I saw Mindy talking about wonky triangles. Triangles don't have to be perfect. It is simply connecting, connecting, connecting points that create a wonky triangle, if you will. But the thing is, too, it's like 2, 2, and 2. So I'm taking even numbers, but I'm repeating them around the page 3 times. And this is super subtle on a scrapbook page, right? Because all this is doing is just saying, I am visually connecting this page together. All in. Let's go with another one. I'm only going to do a few scrapbook pages today. And a reminder, if some of you are looking at this and saying, Kathy, don't you do 12 by 12 pages? I really don't. I do if I have an assignment, but by and large, I scrapbook in this size because, friends, this size is more manageable for me. Now on this layout, again, dots, 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 repeating 3 times. And actually, this is a little cluster of 3. And the other thing I like to do if I'm repeating clusters, as you can see here, I like to use different sizes, right? Because it just, it's kind of cute, kind of interesting, just as a way to accent the page, not take away from the design, but sort of just create this wonderful little connection. On a scrapbook page, I feel like enamel dots or sequins are more of an afterthought for me. I don't base my design. I don't base my design on where the dots are going to go. The dots come in at the end. Now I'm going to show you one more page that does not have the dots, but I just wanted to kind of re-hone the idea of the visual triangle. These could be big old sequins, and they're not, okay? Oh, I wish I could. How do I get rid of that guy? Well, we're not going to do that right now, but there's always this person who pops in and we're moving on. Okay, let's go into cards. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pan in because I want you to be able to see this a little bit closer. Let's jump to cards. We're about halfway through the chat. So here's what we're going to do. We are going with that visual triangle again. Okay, and you see this. Now, one thing I want to mention before I get too much more into this is when I started making cards, how much of my pages are digital? None of those are digital. Almost 99% are physical pages made from cardstock and embellishments. The only digital part that I do is I print my journaling using my computer. All right, so I want to mention Laura Basson. You should know Laura. If you don't, I know you do, because I mean, let's be real. When I started making cards and I discovered Laura Basson, I didn't know about dots. I didn't know about, sequins. She is the master. And when I update my description box below this video, I am going to link Laura so you can learn from the master. And yes, can this be applied to symmetry and asymmetry? Yes. I mean, really, when we are placing our dots or things or whatever we're placing, like enamel dots, sequins, glass, little droplets, if we're doing this in I got to change the lighting again. Hang on, friends. This is what happens when you film with natural light. Oh, so much better. So much better. Is that better? Let's get my hand. There we go. Lock it up. You are really placing them in an asymmetrical way around your space. Do you see that? 1, 2, 3. That's not mirror image. Remember that? Remember when we talked about symmetry? If I pop that down the middle, it's not a mirror image. So, asymmetry. Oh, moderators. Okay, I might have to ask for some moderator volunteers. Okay, let's move on to the next card. Now, one thing that I think is important about sequin placement, and I want you to take this in because I think it can confuse people, or they feel like they need to be super willy-nilly, or how do I get that sort of, random, looks like it's sprinkled. I don't shoot for random ever. What I shoot for is I want my sequins or my enamel dots or whatever it is I am repeating to have a direct connection to whatever the core content is on my card. So I rarely will have things floating around, and this is all tied into the concept of unity. Talked about unity before too, and if you'll forgive me here, I'm going to relight, and I'm going to take off all those things, and we're going to connect it and turn it down. Okay, there we go. I want things to have a direct connection to whatever is the core. So here on this page, right, the heart, I'm going to start one here on top. I'm going to tuck one here underneath. See how that works? Kind of like a symmetrical reflection. These are going that way and these are going that way. But this is just, it's a reflected way, but it's connected directly to the heart. I kind of like that one too. All right, let's move on. Next card. Here's another one. Now this guy here, I have the 3 reflected, and it's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to bring it up a little. But what I've chosen to do is make it a little more subtle. I'm making the colors kind of pick up with the colors on the project itself. Kind of see that? Yeah. But there again, simple 2, 2, 2, visual triangle, directly connected to this vellum heart. Okay. All right. I'm going to get another card here. Now, let's grab another one. Here's another one. Now this card, which I just recently did, this isn't a 3, right? This is 4. But again, you can see, and I'm going to tap this to get the light a little better. There we go. And let's get this. There we go. Okay. This guy just has 4 repeated, and each one just has a visual connection to the color. Now, honestly, I don't even know if that's my favorite way to repeat but in the gems. Now I can't speak. But I like it because it repeats the color, and it just adds a little more to the card. All right. Embellishments for masculine cards. Now, I don't have any samples on here, but the reality is you would still take the same approach to sprinkling, but I'm showing you this one, and I gotta fix the light again. This is just a little nutty, friends. All right, there we go. Getting lighter, and boom. Oh, I need a studio, friends. Okay, this is almost a little more of a willy-nilly placement. Can you see that? Yes, these are connected around the title, and then they sort of imply a path going up. That is the other thing about using your dots or your sequins or whatever. It's creating an implied path. Now, I just posted this video. I just posted this like half an hour ago. Worked on these cards yesterday. Super love, right? Love how they turned out. But the thing that I think I like the most about this card is the implied path. Do you see that? We're starting up here, and it goes like oh, we ran out of time. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that the timer went out. But you know what, friends? We're going to keep going because I haven't finished what I'm going to say, but I am going to relight it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got to get a studio, friends. This is kind of hard to do when you're relying on nature. But you see that path, right? Now, the other thing that's at work here, direct connection to whatever the star of your project is. And again, my sequin placement is always an afterthought. I always focus on, what's the core of this card? Well, and here's the other one. The core of the card isn't about the sequins. But then on this guy, again, I created a path to follow. And I really feel like I learned this from Laura Basson. She's just like the master of creating a path to follow. And that is really what the sequin placement is about. But the other critical element is the unity. Do your sequins, do your dots have a direct connection to either something you've stamped, your title, your subtitle? Do they connect? It's almost like a connect the dots. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to grab another card project here, and then we're going to wrap it up. This is another one that I just did recently on another video, and this was very, Laura, basically, this is me trying to be you. But again, here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequins. I feel like this is kind of how Laura does it. You know, she will place things all around a card front, and some will be on her embellishments and some will be in open spaces. But the idea is, how can you create a path and fill in spaces and make sure that when you have that sequin, it feels purposeful. It feels purposeful. And that, my friends, is the 10-minute design chat. Oh gosh, I have that on again. We're going to work out the technical bugs. So now let's come back. Hi. I apologize for the lighting. Actually, I shouldn't apologize, but if any of you have ever watched my craft room tour, which is, it's not fancy, it is not sexy at all. In fact, I will put that below once this video is live. You're going to have to see where I film. I film in my dining room and I create in my dining room, and we have no window treatments. Thank you. Okay, couple things I want to say to you, and that is this. Number one, if you have a challenge, what is your biggest challenge? Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment, because this is where I'm getting great ideas for these chats. Even if things feel like they're repeating, right? Even if it feels repetitive, the thing about learning design is it is about practice. It is about repetition. I didn't go to design school. I went to school to be a journalist. I wanted to be a great writer, and I'm not bad. But what I am good at is I learned design on the job. And that is where I realized the power in design, especially in crafting. When I started scrapbooking in 2003, I had a leg up because I thought, well, if I have a photo, shouldn't the title go here? And shouldn't these embellishments go here? Because that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever your challenge is, leave me a comment. I can check that live chat, or if you're watching this on replay, leave a comment below the video, and I'm going to take a look at all these. I read all the comments, every single one of them, because I don't really get out much. I didn't get out much before the pandemic, even less so now. All right, the other thing that I want to remind you of, let's get in here. You can always send me an email too. If you ever have a question and you think, Kathy, I need help, I need you to tell me something, send me an email at Kathy Zilski. Wait, which way? Kathy at kathyzilski.com. Okay. The other thing I'd like to remind you to do, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, because more people see this, the more design gets out there and we talk about it, and we can actually apply all of this stuff, right, that we are learning. It's super basic, can be learned. The other thing that I would love to see, okay, there is a hashtag. I'm going to find the hashtag. Where is it? Okay. If you create something that was inspired by this design chat, I want you to tag me on social media, whether you're on, well, probably on Instagram is where I'm most likely to see it, because I want to see, what did you do? Did you take something away? Did you have an aha moment? Was there one little thing that you thought, well, that's going to help me a lot? If so, tag me with CZ Design Chat. And I actually haven't checked that hashtag, because here's the thing, I'm filming with the phone. We're gonna be upgrading. I'm gonna be getting all kinds of things someday. But again, I am I decided to punch fear in the face on this. It's a term that I learned from an online class that I signed up for free, and I have to get over the fear of going live, because it's not that hard to do, Kath, and you can talk about these things even if you don't speak perfectly all the time. So, okay, and I really do appreciate the people that are here. I'm looking at comments, and I'm looking at the people who are watching now. Oh, only one person gave it a thumbs down. Hey, that's that's stepping up in the world. Anyway, I want to say thank you for watching. And again, links if you want questions and all this stuff, and I will see what you got going here. And again, in just a little bit, I'm going to update all the info below so that you can check out more of the things that I shared today. And with that, my friends, our 24-minute session. See, 10-minute design chat for crafty people, a little fast and loose. Playing a little fast and loose. But for those of you who know me, that shouldn't come as a surprise. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you back here again with another 10-minute design chat for crafty people soon. I just need to figure out how to end the live. Oh my gosh. See you soon.